welcome back to another video Q&A on Newcastle United. Just general talk with my special guest Leelee. Just straight after this intro. Right, bring Leelee in. Hello, Leelee. I can't hear you.
There we go.
There.
Yeah, hi.
Done it.
You're turning me up again now. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Hi.
Right, we'll get started on the Newcastle game at the weekend, Brighton. I know you didn't watch it as you were at work. Probably best that you were at work than watching what we watched. But did you see the highlights?
I didn't even bother. I won't lie. I just didn't see the point. Watching or use like comment on Twitter. It's the first time I've ever come home and had a very defunct Dominic. He was, he loves his club, but even he's disillusion's not quite the right word. But I've never heard him say, "Night, Mum." I've never heard him say what he said Saturday night. It hurt, and I could see the hurt in him. And like I said, I've seen all your comments, everybody's comments on Twitter, and it's dire, absolutely dire. I'm glad I was at work actually. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that's what
I really am.
So what do you think about the comments of Rio Ferdinand coming out in the media and backing like Ashley?
See, I just think it's just another pundit sucking up to Ashley. It's pathetic. I mean, you don't hear hide nor hair of these guys, and then suddenly they've got an opinion. Everybody's got an opinion, and the comments that we should pitch together and buy the club. You can ask Dom. I've jokingly said that. I think I've said it on our show. I've said it on another YouTube show. Jokingly said it, but for a pundit to turn around and say that, and a very opinionated in himself pundit as well. Let me put it out there. It's.
What did the Bible to get through?
What possessed him to come out with that? Do you know what I mean? It's pathetic.
It wasn't just him who come out with it as well. So did Gabby Bonlaho. He had a dig at the fans and the players and said that the players should take responsibility and not Bruce. But
Now, see, I was having that conversation with my mum this morning because I did see that on Twitter about how the fans should shut up. It's not just about Bruce, it's about the players. I have always said that. We haven't got 11 versions of Steve Bruce playing. So the players do need to look at themselves and take some responsibility. But then at the same time, yes, we can blame Bruce because he just doesn't seem to change his tactics. You know, a normal manager would say, right, this weekend we're playing this way. Doesn't go our way. Okay, let me look at what we've done there. Let me try and tweak it. And then if that doesn't work, the following game, let's tweak it again. Bruce doesn't seem to want to do that. He just has his way or no way. But I have always said that it's the players that are kicking the ball. It's the players that are scoring the goals. But obviously, as the season's gone on, you can see we've just kind of gone like that.
yeah,
Player-wise, they've just lost all interest. And so I think it's 50-50. Maybe 60-40. I don't know. You know, he needs to take some of the responsibility.
but do you think?
But he's not.
Do you think he should be in the job?
Oh God, no, not at all. I think he should be gone. I know he's not going to walk because he wants his $6 million payout. He's not stupid, but at the same time, for Ashley to have come out and said he's got his full backing, I think that in itself is a bit stupid. But then again, normally when a manager gets the owner's full backing, they're gone within a few weeks anyway. So we'll see.
Yeah. So what do you think about the leaks of the media saying that Callum Wilson isn't going to be back for at least another 2 weeks?
I don't know. It's like I said before. You want him back. I get we need him. We need him back. We don't just want him back. But at the same time, we need him to be fit. You don't want to rush somebody and then what? They come straight, they come on the pitch and are injured within a couple of minutes and then that's it for the rest of the season. He's got to be, in my eyes, he's got to be 100%. And unfortunately, if it means it's going to be a couple of weeks, then, we've got an international break, so it's not like we need him this weekend. So hopefully he will kick a ball again before the end of the season. Hopefully, touch wood. He'll be.
What about Isaac Hayden as well?
I saw everybody's comments on Twitter about that, and it's just, and he tweeted himself, which I thought was lovely. He took the time and effort to, say that he's gutted and stuff. But is it true it wasn't even our medical that went out to him on the pitch? It was Brighton's medical staff that assessed him or something. Why? Why is that? I don't understand. Why?
I even though I watched the game, I didn't see that. I thought it was our medical staff.
Yeah, because Isaac Hayden actually thanked the Brighton medical staff for helping him. It's like, well, what were our team doing? Where were they? But no, I think it's heartbreaking, and you could see in his tweet it was genuine. It wasn't I want to soothe the fans in a way. He was genuinely, this is how I'm feeling about the situation, and that's nice to see. Definitely.
Yeah. Just general things about Newcastle. What made you support Newcastle over? Because I think you live in Derby, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm a Derby girl.
What made you support Newcastle over Derby?
So I'm going to try and sum 22 years up as quickly as I can. So I met and married Dom back in I didn't meet Dominic in 1999, but we got married in 1999. And my previous partner had been a Derby fan. So I'd grown up watching football. My uncle was a Man U fan. I'd grown up watching, back in the day when football was only on a Wednesday on ITV. That was my first introduction into football. And then, like I said, my partner before Dom was a Derby fan, so I'd go to the odd game. Got hooked. Loved it. And then I met Dom, and Dom was a Newcastle fan. And he'd read the paper, or he'd start at the back so you could see what Newcastle were doing. And I'm his wife. It's his love, it's his passion. I want to show my support, and I'd be like, so who's Newcastle brought, or who are Newcastle playing? But over the years, I hadn't noticed. I'd suddenly gone to who have we brought? How are we doing?
Yeah.
And then I'd sit and watch matches with him. And it was actually I think we'd been married 10 years. We went up north for his sister's birthday, and we actually went to St James's Park for the day. And I brought my first shirt with 10 on the back because we'd been married 10 years.
Yeah.
And I had more put on the back. So last year, Don brought me a shirt for my birthday. It says leelee and 11 because that's how long I'd been black and white. I mean, I've put on a synopsis that I was the Newcastle widow for 11 years because, you know, club always comes first and foremost. And it's brilliant because I love them. The girls will sit and watch football with the dad, and even my mum. I mean, she's now the same. Yes, how are we doing? What are we doing? Oh, who's got in? You know, and when she's at work, the security guard, if Newcastle are playing, will actually tell her what the scores are.
Yeah.
So she knows and stuff. So yeah, it's we caught the ball. I'm not. You couldn't say I'm definitely not a Glory supporter because let's face it, we're not up in there. But I got caught up in the love and the passion, and it rubbed off on me. And yeah, to the point where 2 years ago, I did a presentation for a computer course on the history of Newcastle. Yeah. And I loved researching it. It was just fascinating. So yeah, that's where my love affair came from. Definitely.
And on another question, who's your favourite player of all times?
Of all time?
Yeah.
Everybody thinks it's sad because I like Stephen Taylor. But I love that, you know, he was a ball boy, went through the youth, and he had he was a cheeky chappy. He had a colourful career. So I love Stephen Taylor. I love Rob Lee. I think he's amazing. He's brilliant. My favourite player at the minute is Richie.
He wears his heart on his sleeve.
Yeah, definitely. And a few years back, it was Dummett.
What were you saying?
When me and Dom went for the first time, I think it was 2-3 years ago, I turned around to Dom and went, "Oh, he's a bit of all right. Who's that?" And Dom turned around and went, "You must have your beer goggles on because that's Paul Dummett, and you normally say he's minging." I was just like, "Oh." I think it was the beer goggles. I'm not gonna lie. But no, I think they've had some brilliant players. Shearer, Ginola. They've had some class. It's just we've just not had the luck of some of the other clubs.
Yeah. And do you think we're going down or staying up?
I've said, I have actually said, and I'm going to put it out there, and if people want to hate on me, that's fine. I have said for weeks now, it is going to be the last game of the season that decides our fate, and we're going to play Fulham, and Mitrovic is going to score the goal that sends us down. I've said, and you can ask Dominic. He says we're going to pop on in a minute. I have said that for weeks now. I can feel it. It's going to literally go down to the wire, and it's going to be Mitrovic that scores the goal that sends us down. I mean, I've already made plans with a couple of lads that I work with because they're Derby fans. So I said, I'll tell you what, when we come and play yous at Pride Park next season, we'll go out for a drink before the match. I'll go and sit with the away fans. You can go and sit with the home fans. Then I'll go for a drink with you after the match as well. So yeah, I think we are. I think we're going down. I don't think we'll bounce back up again. No chance. But no, I think we are, and it hurts me to say. And like I said, anybody can. That's my opinion. But yeah, I think we're going down.
No, that's my opinion as well. I've said it for weeks that we're down now. Yeah. Steve Bruce can't organise himself, mind organise the players. So
no.
What's to say we're going to stay up?
I know it's. What was it? We went from having a 10-point lead to was it 2
points?
2 points. It's. Yeah. When was the last time we won a game? It's. No, mate. You've got
September. No, not September. Southampton.
Yeah. It's just yeah, and it's awful.
It was a total downhill.
And we're going to play. The gloves are off now. We're going to play Why are they only off now, mate? You should be playing.
What have you been doing for
it's Shush you. It's a very good question, though. What has he been doing for 19 months? He seems to steal other people's tactics and games of play, and it just doesn't work.
Yeah, he bigs up other teams, but he never bigs up the team.
What kind of manager does that before we've even kicked a ball? He's practically said we've lost before we've even started. And no, mate, you can't do that. You're supposed to be making your team feel confident, and he just he's useless.
I watched his press conference the day before the match, and you know for the fact what's going to come out of his mouth before you watch it. I think it's the same thing every week. He copies and pastes.
Yeah.
But you put something different in there just so he says, "Oh well, I haven't copied that."
Yeah. Oh god, yeah, it is. It's the same thing week in, week out. It's awful.
It's just awful.
No, it is. It's terrible.
Our team's dying in front of our own eyes, and there's nothing we can do because of COVID.
No. I think he's very lucky that we've had COVID, because the abuse he would have had should fans have been allowed in the stadium would have just been unbelievable. Absolutely. But at the same time, you've seen it, like fans have apparently sent him threats, and I don't condone that. You can be angry at him, you can put on Twitter, Bruce out, do you know what I mean? I get that. But for some, they aren't true fans in my eyes. That's just bang out of order. Nobody deserves that.
But is it Newcastle fans, or is it Villa fans, or is it Birmingham fans, or Sunderland fans? He's you can name them off. What teams he's managed? Yeah. He's managed so many rivals. But he never tells you what club these have come from.
No, I did notice that. We're all led to believe it is Newcastle fans, but there's no guarantee that it is Newcastle fans. Definitely.
What's your thoughts on the Spurs game?
Do you know what? I've not even thought that far ahead. I'm just not. Between being at work, I've not really had time to stop and think about anything. I mean, will Spurs have a decent lineup? Do we know? Are they going to have any injuries? Or because even a non-fit Spurs, we're not winning that.
Well, Harry Kane's not in the England side tonight, so
he might get injured.
Is he injured? Because he's not actually in the England squad tonight.
Is he not?
No.
Oh.
So is he injured, or is he just being rested for another game?
Well, if it's only a friendly, is it a friendly tonight, or is it actually a competition match?
It's a qualifier, I think.
Oh, is it a qualifier? Oh, see, I would have thought Southgate would have played him in a qualifier. I honestly don't know. If you've got Harry Kane, even at 55%, he's still a threat. And apparently he's teamed up with that new guy really well. I feel really bad because I don't know the lad's name. But when they played the other day, they said that they played really well together. No, I can't remember the guy's name.
What's England 2-0?
Oh, England, are they?
Mm-hmm.
England are winning 2-0. I think even a non-fully fit Spurs team, if we go out the way we've been going out, you're looking at least 3-0 to Spurs, if not more.
Yeah,
because they're just not gonna. The boys aren't gonna turn up. They don't care anymore. It would be nice to see him fight. I'd love to see him fight for the fans and for themselves. Because let's face it, end of the season's coming up. Contracts are going to be dicey or what have you, and other clubs are going to be looking. And who's going to want players that just aren't playing? You're not, are you?
So, what do you think about the transfers?
What, the ones that we had that we should have our money back for, or lack of transfers? I mean, Joe Linton is not a 9. He isn't. He should have let Wilson have the 9 shirt when he came in. Let's face it, it's. I think Almiron did really well and does well. He just seems to have slowed down a bit. But again, was he fully fit the other day when we played?
No, he was
I don't think he was fit.
I don't think he was.
I
think you threw him in at the deep end.
Yeah, definitely. And this is what I'm saying. You can't. It's all right. All the fans want him back. Oh, we'll chuck him on the. No, if it's not 100%, you're not going to get 100%. And we need at the minute players to be firing on all cylinders, and he clearly wasn't. And I mean, Dom loves Almiron, but even he said he had a shocking performance. So, yeah, I think if we do go down.
But he wasn't the only one.
Well, no. I wish I had watched the highlights now, just so I could see just how bad we were.
What about these 6 players that actually come out and said that they went to Lee Chomley and said, "This is not on. We want rid of Bruce."
I hadn't seen that. Oh, that's interesting.
Yes. There was six of the first team went out and said that they wanted to meet Lee Chomley for a discussion about Steve Bruce.
Oh.
I'm led to believe one of them is Martin Dubravka. I'm led to believe.
Oh, I'll have to see if I can find that.
And I think Matt Ritchie might be the other one.
Wouldn't surprise.
You guaranteed that it's going to be Matt Ritchie.
Well, for a start, how could they find Lee Charnley? Because from what I can gather, nobody's seen High Hair Lee Charnley for ages.
He was at the break. He was apparently he was supposed to be at the Brighton game on Saturday.
Okay, that's interesting.
Apparently.
I could see the players going because our players aren't exactly very shy in coming forward, are they? Oh, Matt Ritchie was a prime example of that when he had that ding dong with Brucey. So part of me thinks, it is I reckon they probably did, but I guess we'll never know what the outcome of that was. It could just be that they've had enough and they want out. Because, if we are relegated, how many of them's going to jump ship? It's... And that's what we need to start thinking, right? If we are going down, these are going to be the ones that are going. These are going to be the ones we can possibly keep. We need to start thinking now, who can we bring in to at least stay stable if we are going down?
Yeah.
So...
How far do you think we'll go? Like, in the pyramid, down? Under Bruce?
I don't think we'll drop the league. Ashley won't allow that.
I think Ashley will possibly open his wallet slightly to get a few people in to keep us floating or buoyant. I'd like to think it wouldn't drop any further. I've already said I don't think we'll bounce back up again. That I don't believe we will do. But I don't think we'd drop any further. I'd like to think we wouldn't drop any further. We might.
Because I think we'll drop to League One.
You think we'll drop to League One?
Yeah. I think we're going to do with Sunderland.
Yeah, that'd just be it, wouldn't it? We'll go down and Sunderland will keep coming back up. And we'll just just pass each other coming up and down.
Yeah. We're actually gonna be called a yo-yo team.
Yeah.
That's what we are.
Definitely.
Under Ashley.
Yeah. But then if we do go down, like I've said, who's going to jump ship? But not just that, if we do go down, and I hate using this word, and I hate hearing this word, takeover. But then again, I guess if we do go down, it won't matter who Ashley wants to sell us to, because the checks for the Championship aren't quite as fine-tooth combed as what the Premiership ones are. So, but then again, they probably change the rules just because it's Newcastle.
Yeah.
And then make it more of an in-depth for a sale in the champion because that's just the way our luck seems to go. It's just shockingly bad. But no, I'd like to think we'd stay in the championship, not drop any further. I think it'd kill everybody if we dropped further.
Yeah.
You can only have passion for so long, and it hurts after a while.
Yeah. You could see that the club's dying slowly but surely.
Yeah, definitely, and it is. It's heartbreaking to see. It really is.
So
I'm in between minds whether to sack them off for this season.
Really?
Mm.
You do that?
Mm-hmm.
So you know it's bad when Dominic is actually considering
I'll check the last game.
Sacking him off for next season. Because, you know, he's supported us when we've dropped. But for him to be saying that, and I can see the pain on his face as well, it hurts. It really hurts. He actually apologised.
It's no longer my club.
He apologised a few months back for actually drawing me into this love affair with a club that's breaking everybody's hearts. And it is like, I can see it in your face. I can see it when I'm watching the other YouTube channel people. You're all talking with the passion. We all have the passion and we can feel the passion. But you can see it, heartbroken faces everywhere, and it kills.
You know, was we all coming out and saying that the fans should go up and buy the club?
I jokingly did say that.
Do you think Ashley's going to sell to the fans?
God, no. No. Even if as a fan base we could get together the asking price and more.
That would only work if we were Barcelona.
No, I don't think, because he's not going to get what he wants if he sells it to you and me. And
billions a year.
Whereas he wants he wants his payout. Never mind Bruce wanting his payout. Ashley wants his, because at the end of the day, he's a businessman, and in that respect, you can't blame him for how he's run the club, because he's run it as a business, and that's where the main problem is. It isn't a business. Well, it is, but it isn't at the same time. And
yeah,
he should have got a shot years ago, definitely.
Yeah, I understand. But yeah, this is the first time I've ever done something like this, and
you're doing really well.
I'm new to this, so I didn't even know how to add you to the stream. Believe it or not.
That's fine. That's fine. We got there in the end. It's fine. At least we started on time. Rarity for me to be on time. But no, you're doing really well, and I applaud. This isn't easy. This is daunting and scary, and you know fair play to you for doing it.
It's my anxiety and my depression that gets us down the most, and you know, it's something just to try and get like kind of control of it yourself, rather than
let it control you.
Aye, and then letting the tablets do the work, because the tablets are just there for to help us. They're not actually a cure.
Yeah, I've been on mine for about this brand that I'm on now. I've been on them for coming up to 3 years now, I think, and I keep saying to my doctor that they're just not doing anything now. So we're going to review and see if something else works, or the ones that I'm on, I can take something else as well just to help me a little bit. Just because once you kind of go like that, I feel like there's just no point in having them, and then that defeats the purpose. Because you know it's and I don't know if you saw it or not, and this isn't football related, but it kind of is because he's been tweeting about Newcastle today. Roman Kemp did an amazing show the other day about the loss of his friend from last year, and he openly admitted that he's been on sertraline since he was a teenager. That's what I'm on. So the fact that he came out and said, do you know what I mean? I just think.
So I'm only on 150 milligrams.
Oh, I'm on 200. So, but I've been on 200 for like a year and a half now. So I can't go any higher. So I have to have something else now just to take the edge off, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But like I said, you wouldn't know it to look at me. Vicky, I know you watched our show earlier. Our girl also suffers from depression, and she's actually said we could do that one day if people wanted to do that. We'll do a thing. We'll all sit with a cuppa in each, and we'll link like this, and we'll have like just a little talk rubbish session. Like that helps with your anxiety, and she's willing to do that, and I'd be willing to do that as well. So yeah, definitely, and how the club are at the minute as well doesn't help with your depression and anxiety either. And people say, "Oh my God, it's only a football team," but no, it isn't. It's more than that, and it has a knock-on effect. And yeah, but I applaud you. I think you've done amazing. You've asked me. I had to drop out last week, and I am sorry. And I'm glad you've invited me on because I've enjoyed it, and I'm really proud. And you should be proud of yourself. You're doing amazing. That's it now. You've took that first step now. That's it. YouTube is your oyster. You can do anything now.
It's just it was actually that first step.
Yeah.
Getting over that first step was
definitely.
It's kind of frightening, but kind of also more excitement that I was trying to get that stage.
No, I get that. I mean, Dominic didn't tell me he was doing the extra time for his show. He just kind of launched it and went, "Oh, by the way, you're hosting it." And I was like, okay. I don't know what I'm going to do, but okay. And then it took me months before I'd do my intro. This is me. This is what we're going to be doing. And for my last 2 weeks, I've had our Vicky on. And I had a blast today. It was just so funny. And yeah.
The same with my intro. Did you see my intro?
That was brilliant. Did you do that yourself?
No, I got that done for me by someone called Georgina.
All right, okay, cool.
It cost me £25, but it was £25 well spent.
You happy with it?
Yeah, well happy with it.
That's it's a cracking intro. Very cool.
But it's just trying to figure out who the players are.
Yeah, I must admit they weren't. I was trying to figure out who. I might have to rewatch it just so I can see if I know who any of them are.
I think one of them is Callum Wilson.
Oh, that would be cool if it is. Definitely.
But
yeah.
I'm not too sure. But it's the one by itself. It's the one I'm getting stuck on. Because I think is it either Hayden.
See, that's what I thought, but I wasn't quite sure.
But it doesn't look like him. No.
What I'll do is I'll have another look. When we finish, I'll bring up the show and I'll keep pausing. So I can try and name them. And then I'll message you and tell you what my thoughts are on them. I might have to ask Dominic to help me, but yeah.
But yeah, it's just trying to get some fun. Did you see my tweets on Twitter?
I saw some of them
about this singer, the Scottish singer that I watch.
Oh no, I didn't see those ones.
I said that she had more passion than what my football club has. You could see it in her face when she's singing.
Yeah, definitely.
The passion and the guts and the heart, desire for her singing.
Yeah.
Shira Hayden Wilson.
How our players is doing.
It's awful, and I think actually the players have got a saving. We keep saying Bruce has had a saving grace, no fans, but I honestly think the players have had a saving grace as well, because if you had fans in that stadium, you'd let them. Do
you think they would be playing like that?
I don't know. I'd like to think not. There's a lot of people. I mean, there was a gentleman interviewed today. I think he was the owner of Sheffield United, and he said a lot of it is down to the lack of fans. We're the 12th man and what have you. But I don't know. I'd like to think they didn't play like that if there was people at home. But then, what's the difference between?
Yeah, Dom has a question there.
What's he put? Ashley wants his money. Consortium wants to buy. Bruce the man walking and players angry and down tools, but Ashley won't allow us to drop further. I think as much as he has As much as Bruce has Ashley's back in, I think Dom's right. I don't think Ashley wants us to go down because he knows that if we do drop, as much as the consortium wants us, nobody's going to pay over the odds for a championship team.
No.
Not at all. Not at all. And Bruce is a dead man, and he knows it. He knows that it is. I mean, I've said this before. Lampard, all right, Chelsea weren't doing as well as they should have been doing. Lampard made a couple of iffy, bosh, gone.
Yeah.
Why is Bruce still allowed to continue to manage? But obviously, we all found out it's down to the fact that, Ashley has to pay him $6 million. And there's that as well.
He's a yes man.
Yeah, he has nothing dog syndrome.
But Ashley only if you think about it, he only implies yes man.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's why Rafa went. No shadow of a doubt. That's why Rafa went.
Because he wasn't the yes man. He wanted, and he wasn't going to get, so he said, right, I'm going.
Yeah.
I didn't actually blame him for going to China. Like
No.
other fans were jumping on the bandwagon. Oh, he's away to China for the money, and I didn't think it was for them. It wasn't for the money at all. It was for the fact he got offered a better contract, better players,
better prospects.
and better prospects, and he was going to be given the money to do what he wants.
Yeah. And you're going to do that. If somebody comes along and says, on one hand, you've got an owner that won't let you do anything, doesn't listen to what you've got to say, isn't going to give you the money. But then you've got another club saying, look, we want you to come and manage us. Look, you can have this, you can have that, you can have this, you can have that, you can do this. You're not going to turn around and go, no, I'm going to stay here. I'm not going to get what I want. And I can't perform the way I want to perform. And you're not buying me who I want. You are going to go to the better offer, aren't you? You're not going to stay and waste your time banging your head against a brick wall, and that's all he was doing for intents and purposes. So,
yeah, but some of the pundits are starting to come around to we are thinking, like sort of Jeff Sterling. Did you see his tweet at the weekend?
Yeah, Dominic made me look. I had to find him so I could read it, but I mean, it's took him long enough. With the exception of Jake Humphries. Oh, Robbie Savage is an idiot. Absolute idiot. Which is a shame, because I did like him. He's an idiot.
He's starting to come around to our way of thinking.
Yeah, he'll get there.
Roy Keane had a dig at us today.
Did he?
Yeah, he had a dig.
Oh, God. I missed that as well. I'll have to check when I finish with you and have a look at what's been said today. I feel like I'm so out of the loop.
Yeah, they were talking on, I think it was on Talk Sport, where Simon Jordan turned around and said that Newcastle fans are just thinking for the Champions League and not the league. All they want is the Champions League, but it's not. It's not at all. All we want is a team that can perform and put effort in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I've spoken to a lot of fans and they've all said the same thing. All the pundits are like, oh, all you want is this, all you want is that. If you ever actually stop and talk to a Newcastle fan, I have never, ever heard a Newcastle fan say that that's what they want. And like you said, you just want your team to perform and do well. I mean, Dom's cousin's a Newcastle fan as well, and he said even if you've lost, as long as the team have put in a decent performance,
I'm happy.
And you've enjoyed yourself, then you're happy. And he'll tell you the same thing. He doesn't want that either. He just wants to be able to go watch his team, enjoy watching his team, and then put in a good performance. No fan has ever said that that's what they want. That's what pundits are saying. We're saying, and it's. I mean, there's only one person who knows that we don't want that, and that's Jake Humphries. Bless him. Jake Humphries is. I mean, I've liked Jake Humphries since he hosted a kiddies TV program back in the day. But the fact that he's never changed his tune, he's always been very supportive of Newcastle and the fans.
I like Craig Cope. I think he's absolutely excellent. But yet again, he's banned from St James's Park.
Oh, well, that's because Bruce don't like him.
Yeah.
It's because Hope calls Bruce out on his rubbish.
Yeah, because
And
he tried to call him out on when you had when you had that bust up with I think it was Matt Ritchie.
Mm-hmm.
And Craig Hope tried to call him out on it. And he didn't like it, so he barred.
Yeah. Same as it was Craig that called him out on the bust up he had with St. Maxim as well, wasn't it? I'm sure that was Craig Hope. Yeah, you calling me a liar, Craig. Yeah. So he doesn't like it that he's not scared. He's not scared to stand up to him.
No.
You know, he'll talk to him and tell him how it isn't.
See, that's what Bruce doesn't like. Bruce doesn't like people that'll stand up and kind of stick up for the fans.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. I've jokingly said what Bruce, because Bruce at press conferences is shocking. He's awful. He says the wrong thing or he implies the wrong things. I've said he could do with a mouthpiece or somebody that can train him, because he's terrible, absolutely terrible. He's awful. And then if he doesn't like a question, like you said, he's now banned Craig Hope from St. James because he doesn't like what Craig Hope asks him. And why? Because Craig Hope's not scared to ask you and want the actual, you know, it's and it's like a baby spitting his dummy out.
Yeah.
You've asked me something I don't want to answer, so I don't want anything to do with you. Get out. And it makes me laugh. It really does.
Yeah, I'm going to read this comment. Newcastle United fan says, who's your favourite player in the NUFC mind of is Isaac Hayden?
Oh, bless you. I bet you were gutted when he got injured at the weekend then, mate, weren't you? Hey? Yeah, Matt Ritchie. Hand on heart, Matt Ritchie, yeah.
Mine's got to be... Oh, I've got too many. I've got Paul Dummett, and that's just because he's a local lad.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you will put his heart on his sleeve.
Yeah.
Like the weekend, I think he was the only one that you could say that it was hurting. It was hurting him. The defeat was actually hurting.
Yeah.
But the other ones, they were just running around the field and thinking that they were like headless chickens. Honestly, that poor. I turned off at half time. And fans are starting to turn up at
You liar. You like Alan St. Maxim? You fibber. I'll call you out. You're lying. That's not your favourite player at all. He's lying.
Is that because ESM hasn't performed, or is it because Wilson's just the out and out striker?
It's probably put that because Wilson's an out and out striker. I reckon, definitely. But that's also a valid comment. Those three together weren't a bad combination, actually. It's just a shame they've not had a chance to work together as much as we'd have liked to.
But do you not think some Maximan's like kind of when he's playing, you would think he's made of glass?
Mm.
Because he gets that many muscle injuries.
Yeah.
And you know, I know it's down to our training ground and our wheelie bins and paddling pools and stuff like that. But it's a laughable joke. I'm
only laughing because I was watching the F1 Drive to Survive, and they were in Singapore, and Pierre Gasly went for an ice bath, and I kid you not, he was in a wheelie bin, and I just turned around and went, "Oh, is he sponsored by Mike Ashley too?" Because all of the drivers had actual baths, but poor Pierre Gasly was actually in a wheelie bin, and I was just like, "Oh." Just, oh no, that's what our players have to do. What the heck's going on here?
Yeah.
Just made me giggle.
You know, it makes you wonder. You know, these clubs from like League 2, League 1, We've got better training grounds than what we've got.
I mean,
we're a Premier League side.
I mean, Don watched the Sunderland Till I Die for jokes. And even some of the equipment, I mean, they've had to get rid of some of it now because obviously they couldn't afford half the equipment they had. But you look at some of the equipment they had and you think, how in the hell can you afford? We've got paddling pools and wheelie bins. What?
Some League One clubs have better facilities.
You know, what's going on here? What are we doing? It's awful. I mean, I remember watching an interview with Kevin Keegan, and he said when he came originally, the training facilities weren't much, so he kind of pushed to have it done, repainted, all the equipment, and he got the players to play on it and help go through the transformation because it brought the team together as a team as well, and it's just, I get a feeling it's actually worse than what it was when Kevin Keegan had to fix it. Yeah. That's how it comes across to me. It's quite shocking, really.
But Mike Ashley's also come out and said that we have got an ice bath at the stadium. But at the stadium's not good.
No.
So
no.
When they pull the muscle at training, they've got to go all the way to the stadium to go in the ice bath.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't make any sense at all.
Should you not have it at both?
Well, you'd think, wouldn't you? Because obviously they're at the training ground more than they are.
Bins and paddling pools.
I think I've got a paddling pool you can have. Slightly bigger than the ones they're using. I've got a family size one. We'll send that up for them. They can use that one. And it just makes us a laughing stock because
other players actually going for a paddle or they're going for the ice bath.
I know, yeah. It
makes you wonder because they're not performing on the pitch. So what are they doing in training?
Exactly. Well, they had 6 days off, didn't they? So they're obviously not doing a lot in training.
I was just going to come on to that. What do you think of the 6 days off that they've been given?
Could they not? I mean, they were all supposed to be doing stuff during lockdown, right? So they've got that 6 days off. I'd be like, right, I know I can do better. I'm not training for 6 days, but hell, I've got a bike in my at-home gym. I've got a football. I can practice in the garden. I can be doing this. I can be doing that. I can be doing that. I want to prove to the fans that I've got as much right to wear this black and white shirt as any other player before me, and I'd be right just because I've got 6 days off. I'm not having the time off. I'm still gonna do it. It's shocking. It really is. It's horrible.
It really is. How can you be given 6 days off after performing like that?
Well, that's just wrong. I'm sorry. He should have had him in. It's no.
And
but is that because he wanted time off?
Yeah, that is.
It's because Bruce wanted time off. That's what it is. He didn't care about the players. He wanted to have a holiday, so he started off.
He wanted time with his wife. And his so-called son, who blocks the Toon fans.
But I saw something on Twitter that was tweeted by an Alex Bruce that said he wasn't Steve's son. So I'm a bit like, okay, strange.
No, that was just a laugh off one of his friends, Alex Bruce's friends. Put that
okay, that makes slightly more sense now. I was just scrolling and I wasn't paying attention when I saw it. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, but I tweeted something out on Twitter after I think it was the West Brom game, and I tweeted something about Steve Bruce, and then an hour later, Alex Bruce blocked us.
See, I didn't bother following him or doing anything like that, so I've never been blocked, I don't think. But Dom was blocked within. I know it took Dom slightly longer.
Who, Alex?
Yeah, I know he's not blocked you yet, has he? No, Dom's not been blocked yet that we know of.
You might be wrong. You'll be the next.
Yeah, just he's just not got around to you yet, mate. He's got a list and he's
Yeah.
periodically going through it. That's shocking though, an hour. It took him an hour to block you.
Yeah.
I didn't follow him, so.
Has he got now better to do with his life than just
It's
block
because,
people?
you know, I come out and said something about his father, and I only said something about like on the lines of like, as I'm telling the truth, and then hashtag boost out, and then he blocked us.
That's
You know.
crazy.
But before blocking us, he actually tweeted us, and like a private message saying, "How dare you bamboozle my father?" I was like,
The hell?
"How?" And tell people that my father's not good enough to be a manager. I was like, well, he's not. I'm telling the truth.
Yeah, they say the truth hurts, and
Yeah.
quite clearly, they can't. They just don't like what people are thinking, and it is the truth, and it's stupid. It really is.
He's not been good enough.
So, for an hour to block. Oh, crap.
But honestly,
Well, to private message you as well. That's
yeah. He private messaged us to call us out, and then blocked us.
that's stupid. That really is stupid. What the hell?
So I couldn't actually comment back to him after he said, "Oh, how dare you say about that for my father?" After and then he mentioned the Hull, where he goes, "Oh, where he's beaten Wembley and everything with Hull City." I was like, right, but did he win it with Hull?
But that's not the point. The point is, it's what he is or isn't doing at Newcastle. It doesn't matter what he did or didn't do
With Hull,
elsewhere. It's oh god, that's just ridiculous.
you know, and for the fact that he blocked us after he tweeted us, live messaged us, so I couldn't tweet him back. Made me feel as though I was so angry because I couldn't actually tweet him back.
That's just so child. That's pathetic. It really is pathetic.
No, that's what I tweeted. I put a picture where it says "You've been blocked by Alex Bruce," and I put, "How childish is this man?"
It's just
He's calling us out, saying that he was gonna, and then he was calling fans. Week before that, he was calling fans out, saying whoever wants to go has to go. So he was actually being threatened. He was threatening our fans that he was going to have a go with them.
that's disgusting.
But yet again, he come out on Talk Sport and said that his father was getting threatening death threats. But yet again, he was sending them as well.
Yeah.
On Twitter.
Yeah. Shocking.
It was totally it was good that he actually blocked us after an hour of tweeting us out. Instead of waiting for me to comment, he actually blocked us.
Because he knew that you'd have a valid point when you commented back. That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they know he's not been good enough.
He wasn't going to let us have me see it. You know,
No.
That's the thing about it. Sorry about that. That's my dog.
Right. Everybody's allowed an opinion.
Yeah. my dog's telling an opinion. They shout my Bruce out as well.
Bless. Brilliant. Oh dear.
Yeah, this was just a show just to try and build myself up, you know, because I was down on the rocks last week. You know, I had a down patch where, you know, I was feeling down, feeling lonely, and I tried self-harm.
Oh no, there we go.
Hello?
Gremlins.
Hi.
Hi. Like I was saying, this was just a show just to pick yourself up from last week, because I was on a downer last week. After the 3-0 defeat, I felt so lonely, down. And I'm not going to lie, I did try and self-harm myself. And then I thought of it, this is no good. But it does hurt when your club's in this sort of way, and it's getting treated.
No, it does. It's not nice. I'm not an advocate per se, but I self-harm. I try not to if I can. But I can understand when you just get to that point and you need that. Different people do it for different reasons. Mine's because I don't always talk about how I'm feeling, and it builds that I need that release. I'm pleased to say I haven't actually done it since New Year. It's still, I don't be able to see, I've still got a few marks on my arm, and that was from New Year. I don't normally do it where the kids can see because obviously I'm not proud of it. I've done it since I was 16, so it's very hard to stop. But the fact that your club's driving you to feel like that, it's not good.
It is. It's depressing.
No, I feel, I understand. Not nice.
But
like I said, you've been smiling, you've been laughing, so hopefully we're on and up now, and
it's just where the next win's going to come from, really. You can't see Spurs being a winning game.
No. Oh God, no.
I can't see Burnley being a winning game.
No.
And I can't see West Ham being a winning game. So where's our next win going to come from? That's what you got to. That's what you got to think about. We've got all these top six sides to play. We've got Leicester to play. We've got Arsenal to play. Liverpool, Man City.
The only thing I can think is Liverpool's form's not been brilliant of late. We may be lucky. Even a point from Liverpool would be better than nothing. But then again, clubs that haven't been doing very well,
if we pick up a point from what's left,
seem to be. I mean, Don was all like, "Oh yeah, Brighton are struggling to score. Brighton aren't scoring at the minute," and then they scored 3 past us. That seems to be the way it goes. So, and same as Dom's just whispered in my ear. If we can get at least a point from each of the remaining games, a win would be better without a shadow of a doubt. The team to turn up would be even better, but I can't see a win coming anytime soon. Realistically, I can't. I really can't. And I still go back to what I said towards the top of the show. I think it is going to come down to that final game. And if I could figure out how to do it online and put a bet on that being Newcastle will be relegated and Mitrovic will be the one that does it, I'd be putting a bet on that because I feel so strongly about that. I really do. But I'd like to see us win a few games before the end of it, but I can't see it. Not the way they are.
No, you can just see it coming up, couldn't you? Mitrovic playing against us and scoring the winning goal. That's it.
Yeah, I can really. I actually said it to one of the lads at work, and he was like, "Don't be so paranoid." And then the other lad, he was like, "No, I think Leanne might be right. The way Newcastle's luck has gone this season, that will be the ultimate icing on the cake. I think that is going to be, and I feel it, and I do really feel quite strongly that is what's going to happen."
Yeah.
Dom keeps laughing at me, but no, I do feel that is it.
Well, everyone's got their opinion.
Yeah, and that's just mine. And like I said, Dom's just said if we can get just a point from each game, then he'll take that. But if they don't improve, I think, yeah, Dom's not going to be watching them next year.
We need to stop the rod.
So, yeah.
That'll hurt him most to see that, actually, after supporting them for so many years.
Yeah.
Seeing his club die and then not wanting to support them. That's so hurtful.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, he apologised to me for introducing me to this heartache. He's even apologised to my mum as well. It's and like I said, to see it in his and see it in your face, you know, it's horrible. It really is. It's and like, you know, if you like I said, if you watch the YouTube channels as well, you can see it on everybody's faces. It's just horrible. It really is.
I watch most of the watch-alongs with John Sinclair and Paul.
Mm-hmm.
And you could see it on their face, the passion on Paul's face after the match when he does his match review. You could see the passion on his face that he's not happy with the performance.
No, and I mean even
for every fan.
Yeah, I mean even John. I mean, I can sit and listen to John for ages. I think he's brilliant. I love him to bits. But you can see it from the start, from like where he started to like how he is now. You can see it's it's a shame.
His channel's growing and growing.
Yeah, you've all everybody's doing. I mean, a lot of people are all like, "Oh my God, we're all doing the same thing." You are, but you're all coming at it from different angles and different perspectives, and it's nice for everybody. I've said this before. I can't remember if I've said it on my show. I've said it to my mum in a conversation. Lockdown in a way has been good because, I mean, Sav celebrated, I think it's tomorrow, she's been on Twitter for a year, and it's done her mental health good, but at the same time, like with the Newcastle thing, not so good. But it's bringing a community together.
It's bringing supporters back together, isn't it?
And that's nice to see. Like, we've been able to meet you. You know, Dom's had John on his show a few times. I think I went on John's. I'm not sure if it was last week or the week before. He's asked me to go back.
On Dom's show.
And so I've seen you guys on this show. So we all kind of help each other. And yes. We've come together, and we're like a family, and I think that's the only good thing that's come out of COVID, that, you know, you're meeting people that you probably would never, like, I'm from Derby, I would never have met you otherwise, and, you know, it's nice, and it's nice that we're all allowed to voice our opinions, and we listen to each other's opinions, and you can have an open and frank conversation and not feel. I think it gets nasty on Twitter because stuff's put and it can be took out of context. That's the problem with Twitter. Whereas like this, you can read each other's facial expressions, you can understand what people are saying, you can take it in the manner meant, kind of thing.
With me having anxiety and depression, and the things the threats I had on Facebook, because I had loads of threats on Facebook saying that they were going to kill us and stuff for opening up, and I'm not a man. And stuff like that. I had loads of threats on Facebook, so I actually deactivated my account. I'll never ever set up another Facebook account, and that's just because of fear.
Like I said, I'm going back to that Raymond Kemp thing. To watch him on that show, a young lad that is, you know, he's very young, he's very hip, he's very up and coming, and to see that, and he even said on that, you know, your generation and Dom's generation are brought up to say, man up. There's nothing wrong with you. Stop being a this, stop being a that. I think it takes a stronger man to admit that they're depressed, that they've got anxiety, that they're not in a very good place. Because actually, even for a woman as well, for ages, with my depression, I would never say that I needed help until I'd been to therapy, and I learned from the therapy that actually it doesn't mean you're weak to ask for help, because it takes balls to admit that you're struggling and you need help. More so from a gentleman's perspective, because like you've just said, you've put it out there, you've worn your heart on your sleeve and you've got negativity. That isn't what you need at all. And that annoys me when people do that, because we all suffer. We should be there for each other and not putting each other down.
Because of my YouTube account, one of my friends from another channel said that I should open up a Facebook account just for my YouTube.
Don't do it.
But then I fear actually doing it.
Don't do it. No, just stick with doing what you're doing, because you know what, I think you're doing amazing. And even in the last couple of weeks,
Just use it.
even in the last few weeks, I think you've come on leaps and bounds, and you should be really pleased with what you've achieved. And I'm pleased with what you've achieved, and it's just fantastic. And now you've done your first one.
So it's my family, but it's to see my arms the way they are, and the way I'm cutting myself and stuff like that. I've got a nephew. If he was to see my arms, I would probably be ashamed.
I get you. That's why I don't normally do my arms. I normally do it where the kids can't see.
I try to hide. That's why I've got a long sleeve jumper on to hide them.
Yeah, I've got sleeves, but I have this tendency to get uncomfortable, so I push up, unfortunately. So I'm not going to preach and say it's not the answer, because obviously that would make me a hypocrite, because I'm just as bad. But if you ever feel like you need to talk to somebody that can understand,
but it's not the answer.
No.
That's the top and bottom story. It's not the answer, but it's you get. I don't know what you get, but
No, I hear you. I get what you're saying.
It's
I understand.
You don't think about that at the start.
There's no rash thought when you're doing it. It's just yeah. I know what you mean.
But once you've done it, you think, well, what can I get out of that?
Yeah.
Apart from sore arm.
Well, yeah, there is that sore arm, sore leg. Yeah. Bless you. Oh.
But it was just getting over that final hurdle that was struggling. I'm actually proud of myself that I've actually getting over it.
No, you've done brilliantly. You've done amazing.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, you've been an amazing host.
I just need some more subscribers, But
we'll get there. We'll get you there.
But that'll come time.
Yeah, I mean, Vicky said she will. She's going to get a boyfriend too as well. So I don't know when they're going to do it, because the teenagers and stuff. They'll come. Don't you worry. You'll get there.
I need to get back onto people's channels as well and stuff like that, and get myself back to normal.
Well, definitely. I mean, like I've said, me and Vicky's going to keep doing the quizzes, but if you ever do want to come on and do that chat thing, you're always welcome on extra time, anytime. And I'm sure Dom will have you on his anytime. So, yeah.
Just
definitely.
If you wanted on, just have me drop us a DM and I'll see.
Yeah, no problem. I mean, it's hard for me at the minute because my hours are so sporadic. I don't know if I'm coming or going at the minute.
That's what I thought. Well, when you said, "Oh, sorry, I can't come on," I was like, "Well, where comes first?" That's what pays the bills. This is true.
Very true.
You can't just say, "Well, I want enough because I've got a streamer going to."
Well, do you know what? They tried to get me to go in this evening, and because I'd already said I was going to do the show with Vic, and I'd already said I was going to come and do the show, I was like, "I can't." Yeah, you can. You've not got plans. I went, actually, yes, I do. I'm going on YouTube. You doing what? You've got no subscribers. I went, shut up, actually. I'll have you know. I was like, no, I can't do tonight. Leave me alone. So I don't know how many subscribers I've got. I don't really care. But no. I'm working a double shift for the next 3 days. I wasn't going to go back in tonight. No chance.
Yeah.
And I've enjoyed this. This has been nice.
It's been nice. It's been nice to talk to you and and find
Yeah.
out your views and like why you should start supporting Newcastle and stuff like that.
See, I always say to Dominic that I feel like I'm a fraud.
Ooh, you've got 7.
Because unlike the other girls that do the other shows, I'm not very good with stats and appearances, but Dom says that's why I'm different, because I kind of wear my heart on my sleeve, and
I'm not very good with stats.
because
No,
not would I, and I'm terrible at stuff like that. But I'll give you an open and honest opinion, and again, people who watch might not agree. The first time I ever went on Steve's show, I had quite a nasty comment about what I had to say.
Yeah.
But that's like I've said before, that's my opinion. And if you don't agree with my opinion, that's up to you. We can't all agree all the time. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, but I try my best. It doesn't help because I keep missing matches. So I can't really talk about them if I can't see them,
Yeah.
Never mind.
It's probably the best thing. It's probably the best thing that you're not saying at the moment, because you're not saying my heartache.
Well, there was that one the other week, wasn't there? I missed the start of it, and then I fell asleep in the second half. So it's just there's no point in me watching them anyway because I fall asleep. So yeah,
that's how boring we are.
It is. It's awful. Absolutely awful. It's got to the point now where the girls just don't even bother sitting downstairs anymore. They'll moan at me for having football Tourette's because I'm shouting at the telly, and they know it's a bad match if I've fallen asleep because they can't hear me shouting. And that's kind of how it goes.
It's got to a point where I'm watching concerts on the telly rather than watching my own club. That's how terrible we are.
Yeah, it's awful.
I wanna watch a singing concert than watch the football.
Ooh. So what have you been watching? What concerts?
I'm into Amy McDonald at the minute.
Cool.
She's a really passionate singer.
I'll see if I can find her on Spotify.
Oh,
I went to see
she's on YouTube.
Oh, I'll see if I can find her.
Just look up Amy McDonald, and you'll find her. She started off when she was 16 when she started off.
All right, okay.
And she's still doing it now, and she's 30. I think she was 30, 35. I think she is now. Okay.
Yeah, I'll have to have a look for her on YouTube.
Yeah,
Definitely.
She's a brilliant singer.
Nice.
No, that's what I tweeted out. Where is the desire for Newcastle United? And then I put the hashtag Amy McDonald.
Oh, I'll definitely see if I can find her.
Honestly, she's a really good singer.
I'll have a look. I will have a look. Definitely. I mean, last concert I went to was Queen and Adam Lambert. That was brilliant. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. And I think I'd rather watch that again at the minute than the dross that we're.
I can hear Dom in the background laughing.
It's right. We've got UK Gold on and Mrs. Brown's Boys is on.
No, I was just laughing. I was laughing at the comment.
What, my comment? Your comment? What?
Your comment.
My comment. What, I'd rather watch Queen and Adam Lambert than watch.
The dross that we serve.
I would. Do you know what? I'd rather go to the theatre than watch the dross that we're playing at the minute. I love going to the theatre.
You get a laugh at the theatre.
Yeah.
In fact, instead of going to the theatre, go to our stadium. You'll get a laugh there.
Oh, yeah.
We are a joke.
No, we are.
Yeah, if you don't laugh, you cry.
Yeah, there's that too. If you don't laugh, you cry.
Honestly.
It's awful.
If you don't laugh, you'll end up committing suicide.
Yeah. I mean, Sav's put on Twitter today, there's a Formula One starting this weekend. And me and Don both like watching that. So, there's always that to watch instead of... I think we had to do that on the weekend, actually. We were flipping between the Newcastle game and the race. And the race was a lot more fun. So we ended up just watching that instead of the match. I think I had the match on my iPad, trying to keep up with them both. But yeah, it's awful. Terrible. It really is.
Yeah. It's not just the actual how we're playing. It's just the style we're playing. The tactics. What gets me.
We have those.
But he says he's changed it once. He's not going to change it again. But why not?
But he's stupid. He really is stupid. It's terrible.
See, he changed it to a 4-3-3 diamond. But you did have, when he changed it, you did have Alan St. Maximan, Mickey, and Wilson. But now they're injured. I still believe a 4-3-2-1 would be the answer. A load of fans have said that.
Yeah, I have noticed that. There's a lot of people been saying that.
4-3-2.
What?
4-3-2-1.
4-3-2-1.
Mm-hmm.
You have an opinion? His cogs are going. He's definitely having an opinion. He just doesn't want to say what it is. He's proper thinking about it as well. It's so funny.
So you're talking no holding midfielders there?
Does that mean you have to have fake 10s? Because I still don't understand what that is. What is a fake 10?
Exactly. he comes out with, I'm gonna fake 10.
We've got a whole fake squad, mate. What do you want a fake 10 for?
I'll tell you, Andy Carroll's a fake 9.
See, that I get. I don't know why I get Andy Carroll's a fake 9, but I do know why I do kind of get that. But Andy Carroll don't play anyway, so it doesn't really matter if it's a fake anything. Does it really?
He's a fake on the bench. And I think he's another one that's went to the actual League Charlie as well. You know,
that wouldn't surprise me.
He's not getting game time.
Yeah. Not getting paid if he's not getting game time.
No, I'm not. And like I said the other day, when we were watching Brighton game, I was screaming at the telly for Andy Carroll to come on. That game was screaming out for Andy Carroll. We were peppering the box with crosses, and Andy Carroll sat on the bench.
He's got no clue, has he, really?
You know, and then he kind of, either Hayden gets injured and he fetches on Jeff Hendrick. Come on.
Well, I know what people's thoughts are on Jeff Hendrick. He's not been very well received.
You had Sean Longstaff there. You had Andy Carroll and Dwight Gale. You could either had Sean Longstaff in the middle where Isaac Hayden was, or you could have fetched on Andy Carroll and Dwight Gale. Had a actual out and out striker on the pitch instead of having Joe Linton. That isn't even a footballer. Honestly, I struggle to find a footballer in him.
I think we all do.
You know, and I get people tweeting and saying, "Oh, give him time," but he's had time.
Yeah, how much longer does he need?
Strikers in the channels is Jones.
It's shocking.
He says, give him time. He needs to adapt to the English football. But surely he should have adapted by now. He's had 2 seasons, 3 seasons. It doesn't take 3 seasons to adapt.
Not at all. It's not a valid excuse anymore.
But if that's the case, why is Bruno Fernandes? He's took to the Premier League.
He isn't.
You know, Donny van de Beek took to the Premier League, and he's only had a season.
Yeah, definitely. That's not an excuse anymore.
It doesn't take 3 seasons to get into the role of the Premier League.
No, not at all.
I could see you're tired, so.
I'm not. I've been sat here for most of the day. I'm getting really uncomfortable now, and I've got cramp in my leg.
You must be tired after work. after the amount of hours you're doing.
I've done a fair few this week. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. Yeah.
Yeah, and then double shifts tomorrow.
Yeah. And Saturday and Sunday.
Oh, well,
So-
that's no football, so.
Well, yeah, there's that. I'm going to miss the Formula One, but yeah, no football at least. So
But that's football next week.
I know, yeah. Not that I'll be able to see it, but yeah.
So you're gonna let us go for the pain.
Yeah, you can all watch it for me, right? And I'll vicariously live through you lot on Twitter. That'll do me. That's how I watch my matches now. It keeps coming up on Twitter. So I'm there at work and my watch keeps going off and I'm like, oh God, no. I need to watch, it's fine. I have the low lights coming through, it's brilliant. So let's face it, there ain't no highlights. I call them low lights now.
Yeah. There's no highlights of Newcastle, so
No.
they're all low.
But hopefully, you know what?
Go on, say it.
What?
Go on, say it.
We'll get there again.
With her.
Hmm?
With her.
What?
Never mind.
What? Shush you. No,
Take over.
I believe the quote that Sir Bobby said. I'm not going to attempt to say it because it makes me choke. That's what I see the fan base as. That young boy falling in love with that club and
Not being able to do anything about it.
and not, and we'll get there again.
Yeah. You see,
Takeover or no takeover, we will get there again. I just think that
to see the club in this kind of mess, and for Bobby Robson, he will be turning in his grave
Yeah.
to see
Yeah.
the state of this club.
yeah,
I'll be looking on God's door going,
It's-
let me back.
it is. It's a sad state of affairs, and I know they say you have to,
So his
weather a few storms, but
his sons will not like it either. His son will not be liking this the way it's being treated.
no, not at all, not at all. But I'm optimistic, and I hope that we're never going to be one of the top sixes. I'm not naive enough to think we'll ever get to them Disney heights, but
I don't even
Just-
want to be in the top six. I just want a team that competes in the Premier
We're on
League.
all-time
I
Premier League
just-
stats.
We're not just struggling at 17s all the time, and I want to be.
No, yeah.
I just want to be somewhere around about top 10.
I want to go back to that. It doesn't matter if we lose. No, I want to go back to that statement of it doesn't matter if we lose as long as they've put in a good performance. That's all I'm asking for.
Yeah.
A performance that I can enjoy, that we can rave about, that isn't making us turn off at half time because we're disgusted. I want us to go back to them kind of, I'm quite happy sitting in 11th, 12th. Just play and make me want to watch you play and show that you want to play, and the passion will be there again. And if it means we have to drop to get it back, then
So be it.
so be it.
Sure.
Yes, please. Yeah, so be it. We'll get there. You got to take the rough with the smooth, and
Yeah, man, that's what I said to my
It's
sister's fiance, because he was saying, I'm not
Leicester
going to support Newcastle next season because we're awful. I was saying, well, you've got to take the rough with the smooth.
mhm.
You cannot just support the club when they're on the up.
No.
You've got to be consistent on a consistent basis. You got to support the club for the thick and the thin.
Yeah, and I know Dom said what he said, but I think that was just anger and hurt talking. He'll support them until the cows come home.
Yeah, that's it, mate.
It's it's
If you stop supporting them, it's make them actually think, well, I've won.
yeah,
Let's stop supporting the club.
yeah.
And I ain't gonna let a selfish man like that spoil my club?
No. No, definitely not. Most definitely not. And like I said, he said it. He's just sat here again today and said it. But he won't, and I know he won't. And I know he won't. I mean, when we went to that game, he'd said that, we lost a son. He'd have been 7 this year. And he said that he wouldn't have wanted to put this on our son. But then he still says, he'd have loved to have sat there and have him watch it with him, and they'd have been sat. Do you know what I mean? So it's...
Yeah. It is hurting.
No, it is.
But
it really is.
You've got to support your team for the thick and nothing.
Yeah, it's like a marriage, isn't it? Them vows when you say, for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health. And at the minute, it's the poorer and the sickness side of the relationship, unfortunately. And it is what it is, and it's just, yeah. And like I said at the start of the show, it's not like I'm a Glory supporter. I fell in love with the club. I fell in love with the passion of the fans, and even when we go up, I mean, unfortunately, Dom's mum actually lives in Sunderland, but even the North East as a whole on a match day, whether you're in Newcastle, you feel it, the buzz. Do you know what I mean? And I mean, from being from Derby, even on match days, there's not a lot of Derby shirts walking around the town. Do you know what I mean? And I've been in Newcastle on match day. Like I said, my first experience of a North East was going to catch the train from Sunderland Station. And I don't think I'd ever seen so many home shirts in my life, ever. And this little lad wearing his dad's shirt, the sleeve like that. He's walking on the street. And I just thought, oh my God. We've watched Gateshead play. Our friend played for Gateshead. I've been and watched Gateshead play, and you can feel it, the electricity. No matter where you are in the northeast, you feel it. And at the minute, we haven't got that.
I started off supporting Blythe Spartans as a young boy.
All right.
Following them home and away.
Mm-hmm.
I actually went to the furthest I've been with Blythe is probably Manchester.
All right.
And we played Matlock.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's just up the road from here. Yeah.
Well, I went. No, I think it was Redditch. I think Redditch was the furthest. That's in Manchester. I've actually been to Wales as well.
Okay. See, I've always said that. Like I said, my mate played for Gateshead. He came from Luton and went up to Gateshead, and he loves it up there. His whole family's moved up there, and he's now at South Shields. But I've always said to Dominic, the lower league lads don't get the money that like your Spurs and your Uniteds and all them get, and it's nice to watch your Gatesheads or your Blythes or I mean, I watched Shields play Mickleover when they came down. They have passion. And this is a group of men who probably work 6 days a week as well, but still perform as soon as they put the shirt on. And you just think, how can they do it week in? And don't forget, they play twice a week as well, naturally, because they play on a Tuesday and a Saturday. And you just think...
And they only train once a week.
Yeah. And you just think, what the hell? And then you've got us, and we just can't seem to do it. And it... It just but like I said, the Gateshead game was amazing. That was just fantastic, absolutely fantastic. And whenever we do go up, we do try and get to watch. I mean, I once won tickets for Sunderland Ladies, but we were due to come home, and I would even have gone to watch that just because the women's game doesn't get the recognition that the men's game does. I mean, Sky's just signed that deal starting in September, but again, I'd have liked to have watched a ladies' game just because I've never been to see a ladies' football match, and even they've got more passion. In fact, they're ruthless. Female footballers are ruthless, absolutely ruthless.
It's actually they've got a deal with Sky to show the Women's Super League.
I know. Yeah, I was well made up about that. I thought it was about time.
You know what I'm going to be watching instead of watching me club.
I know. Yeah, watch that instead.
Is this non-alcoholic?
Yes. I gave up alcohol for Lent, so yeah, it's not alcoholic.
But watching Newcastle is actually appealing to watch them at the moment.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's awful. It really is.
It's just on the downer. Oh, as soon as you watch that game, you know for a fact, we're going to get beat. So, I'll be down this week.
Well, like I said, Dom asked me what I thought the score was going to be. I said I'd settle for a draw. And that's when Dom said that Brian hadn't been scoring. And I even said, you watch, they'll score against us. And lo and behold, it's the most goals they've scored since they last played us. And it's just like...
We didn't watch them. We didn't even think they were a threat.
You're imagining you're pouring glass
I
out.
said to one of my mates, that watch Tossard and Murphy score. And they did. They done what I said they would do. I didn't expect Danny Welbeck to score. But he did.
No, it is. It's awful. It really is. But, the season's nearly over, and if we do stay up, there's always next time.
Yeah.
You whisper takeover once more, and I swear to God, I'm going to throw a cushion at your head.
Yeah, I will.
I'm sick of hearing about takeover. I really
Well, that's
am.
the only way it's going to happen, isn't it?
Oh, shut up, you.
No.
It's not going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen. So.
No. I don't think anything's happening either. I think it's just you get pundits coming out saying, "Oh, there's a takeover happening. But we're in the dark. We're like mushrooms. We're kept in the dark all the time.
Yeah.
We're like Daleks.
Yeah.
We're always just kept in the dark, and it just wonders to me, well, is there a takeover or is there not? And I don't think there is.
Real raisin glazed in chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
But surely, if there was a takeover, something would leak out.
I think no, because we're better off if it doesn't leak out. Because once it starts leaking, then Mike Ashley spits his dummy out, and it's just acted out for all the sundry to see. And it
leaking out the training ground.
I reckon that's Steve. I reckon Steve Bruce is the leak. He does it for sympathy, but then it backfires.
Well, I think it's one of the other Steves. I think they're the more. But now they're trying to say, it's Graham Jones the more. But
no, because we had the leak before Graham got there, so
no, there were leaking stories out before he was there. So
yeah, no, definitely not.
It could be Andy Carroll,
Well, Dom said the day that the thing happened with Richie, when the leak happened, Lee Charnley was apparently at training. Could
So
Penfold be the mole?
Is Lee Charnley the mole?
Who knows?
But he's
Quite an interesting thought, though, isn't it?
He wants to find out who this mole is. He's more into it by finding this mole than actual his tactics on the field. So what do we get?
God knows. It's just this year we've just turned into the laughing stock of the Premiership, and it can't go on. It has to stop. It's pathetic. It really is.
Yeah, we should never be in 17th. We've got a better side than what any other of them teams that's in the bottom half of the table.
Yeah.
No way should we be 17th.
No.
But that's where we are because we're not performing.
Yeah, definitely. Most definitely.
And it comes down, and people say, "Oh, the players need to take responsibility." Yeah, they probably do need to take responsibility, but it's just down to tactics and how they're being put into positions that they're not comfortable with.
Yeah, it's
You know, the
abysmal.
fans can see it, but why can our manager not see it?
Because he's got rose tinted glasses on. That's what it is. So,
Who's that?
Bruce. Or Steve's telling him, no, Mike's telling Steve he's doing a good job and to keep going the way you're going. Yes, boss. Would you stop kicking me under the table?
Nodding dog syndrome.
Nodding dog syndrome. Bruce has got.
He's got what?
Well, nodding dog syndrome. Yes, Mr. Ashley. Whatever you say, Mr. Ashley.
Oh.
Well, I'm gonna have to go because I've got really bad cramp now and I need to move.
Yeah.
But thank you for having me on.
I was just about to say, do you like coming on? Did you like coming on my show tonight?
I've had a brilliant time tonight. Thank you very much.
And would you like to come on again?
Yes, most definitely.
Thank
Shush
you thank you for coming on and spending the time and
No, anytime.
No, it's just to build my confidence up and stuff like that, and get away from the downside of things and look on the bright side.
No, definitely. I hope I've cheered you up. I've made you laugh at least, so
You always make me laugh.
Possibly at me, not with me, but yeah, I'll take that. That's a win. You stop laughing at me anyway. You shut up, you. But no, thank you again for having me on.
She can slap you. She can slap you, Dan, but she can't slap me.
This is true. I need to do his hair still. He needs a haircut.
Yeah.
I have to do that next week now.
I've got my own cutters. I'm sick of waiting for the barber to open, so I bought my own cutters.
Well, I'm a trained hairdresser, so I do everybody else's hair. So
come and do mine.
I'll come to yours. I might get a fine for it, but yeah, sure, no problem. Just don't put it on Instagram, yeah.
No, don't do it, Julian.
But no, thank you for having me on, and yeah, I'll come back anytime.
Yeah.
I'll come on anytime if I'm not working.
Yeah, and just if Don wanted to come on his show, just tell me DM us and.
Yeah, I'll tell him.
Yeah.
But guys, it's been a blast, and make sure you subscribe to him because this has been brilliant. Hit the like, guys.
Thank you for
And
that.
thank you for having me.
Right, thank you.
See you soon. Bye.
Bye.